is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Yes, I am. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. A little birdie told me that life is so sweet. As I listen to her song, I know I am complete. I have all the keys to love, joy, and peace. The power is infinite. Love will increase. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I'm happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. A little birdie told me life is so sweet. As I listen to her song, I know I am complete. I have all the keys to love, joy, and peace. The power is infinite. Love will increase. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am happy, so healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Every day I'm happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Can't you see I'm happy now? So healthy, wealthy, and wise. I'm happy, healthy, wealthy. I am happy, I'm healthy, and wealthy. Oh, I'm wise. I am happy and healthy and wealthy and wise.
Yes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Kathy, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm happy to see all of you here and all of you in television land. I need to remind the people that are here to please turn off their cell phones, and also for safety reasons, we're not singing loudly. You can mouth the words behind your mask. I'll never know the difference. But don't project your voices. And with that in mind, it's going to be hard to do because we have a wonderful musician back with us again today. So I would like to welcome right now Alicia, Merlady, Bonnet. And after she sings, yes ma'am, and after she sings, we will have the poulet.
And of course, since the tradition is to have a sing-along, I have a sing-along. So you can sing softly in your masks or hum or whatever. And the way we're going to do this, and hopefully my mask won't fall off. The way we're going to do this is I'm going to sing the first line and I'll just go like this and then you sing it back to me. This is a Native American chant. I felt it was really a good way to start today because of all the apocalyptic events that are happening all over our globe. The fires, the floods, and the fires in Brazil and Africa and the United States. We need to just keep remembering that we are holding the energy to take care of our Mother, the Earth. So that's what this chant is about, and you can put out that blessing as we're singing. And it goes, let me remember how it goes. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. Mother, we must take care of her. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. Hey, Yana, ho, Yana, hey, Yana. 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 Her sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. Sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. Her sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. Her sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. Hey, Yana, ho, Yana, hey, Yana. 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 Our bodies are our temples, we must take care of them. Bodies are our temples, we must take care of them. Our bodies are our temples, we must take care of them. Our bodies are our temples, we must take care of them. Hey, Yana, ho, Yana, hey, Yana. 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 The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. Mother, we must take care of her. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. Hey, Yana, ho, Yana, hey, Yana. 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 Excellent. I could feel those prayers going out.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Alicia. That was beautiful. Please join me now in our opening prayer treatment, where we just come together, we breathe together, we remember who and what we truly are, each of us beautiful, unique, magnificent expressions of the one mind. And Spirit lives, moves, and has its being by means of each of us. So we remember that. Remember that Spirit lives within us. Spirit expresses as us. There is no separation. So we come together on Sunday mornings to remember that and to shore each other up in spirit. And I'm knowing right now and claiming for all of us a beautiful, inspiring, uplifting, and fun Sunday service for all of us, those who are present and those who are watching from their homes. We are blessed with a wonderful musician. We're blessed with a wonderful couple. One of them will be doing creative thought. One of them will be speaking. And I know that everything just flows smoothly, and everybody needs to hear what they need to hear most and take with them for the week to come. So I know this is already unfolding perfectly, and I release it to mind for perfect completion. And gratefully, we close the prayer by saying, and so it is. Okay. So welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, where our vision statement is awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And our mission statement is to provide an environment of aloha, inspiring a spiritual approach to living. Wherever you are on your spiritual path, you're welcome here. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce the better half of the couple. Just kidding, Dennis. Please help me welcome Sandi Alstrand.
Good morning, everyone. This morning I'd like to read a poem from, it's a book called Re-Enchanting the Forest by William Ayotte, and it's really meaningful ritual in a secular world. I really like this book a lot. It's written, it's just really easy to read, and there's a lot of wisdom in it. So this poem is called A Challenge. Did you ever get up in the muddle before dawn for no better reason than that you wanted to greet the sunrise? Did you ever dress quietly with serious intent and pick your way over wintry fields to arrive at a place that you once imagined bathed in the first clear light of morning? And did you wait as the dawning gray moved through purple to mauve to gray, from excitement to boredom, to a kind of calm as you gently noticed your insignificance? And did you mutter unfamiliar words that seemed to come from somewhere else? Ancient words of dread and devotion, words of welcome and astonishment? And when at last the tired sun issued from the earth like a molten copper head, did you notice the hawk that flew at you, rose in a way that made everything sacred, stooped in a way that made the day blaze? Or did you sleepwalk into the morning, bending your dreams to another's purpose, listening to the news, half hoping for a cataclysm, anything to make the tired day more real? Thank you.
So we are not going to say that we are sleepwalking through our day and waiting for another cataclysm because we've had enough. So let's take the first part of that poem to heart and wake up mindful and appreciative. Thank you, Sandi. That was wonderful. And we welcome back right now Alicia, Merlady, Bonnet.
So this week has been a challenge for me in my heart, because I used to live in talent in Phoenix, and in the Eugene area, and I'm watching places burn that I used to sit in with my friends, and some of their homes are gone now. They lost something like 600 homes in the Medford area, and that's just part of what's going on. So when I was preparing for today, I went, well, how can we honor all these ancestors, plus the fact that the wildlife, all of the other bits of creation that are also being changed and transformed into another space. So this is a song that I actually wrote for my parents in 2012 when they crossed over, called Bless All the Ancestors. And I felt it was really appropriate to do today, and to ask you to fill in the blanks with the ancestors that you want to call in, the ancestors of this land, the ancestors in your background, the wildlife, whatever comes to you. Bless all the ancestors who have walked in this house.
That was beautiful. Such appropriate selections for today. Thank you, Alicia. Appreciate that very much. And now it's time for our speaker. And I was just kidding when I said Sandi was the better half of the couple. They're both amazing. They both contributed so much, so lovingly to this center. I am so blessed by their friendship. So please help me welcome right now Dennis Alstrand.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, everybody. Before I start, I want to make an announcement. Hard to do. Sandi and I have been together for like 31 years. And during that time, I think she's probably had 40 cats. And she's loved all of them, and they all have the songs that she sings to them. And there's one cat that came into her life, our lives, about, I don't know, 15 years ago, named Magic. And it was clear from the start that Magic was the cat. I knew that Magic was the cat because, let's say I'm telling Sandi a story, I'll be going, then I was hanging from this cliff, and it was horrible. She'll go, oh, Magic's looking at you, you have to pet him. Magic passed away this morning. So if you all can keep Sandi in your prayers. It's a tough time for her, but just briefly, I think she's made a spiritual leap with Magic. She always blamed herself when previous cats died, and that's a lot of them. I think this time there is no denying or argument that that cat could not have lived in a better place or with a better person than with Sandi. There's no blame, and she's not blaming herself. Thank you. A friend of mine told me, a real good friend of mine told me as I was getting ready for this talk, a lot of little things were coming in, and one of them was her telling me that when you speak here, there's going to be at least one person who has never heard this teaching before. Keep that in mind, and this is for you. There'll be at least one, and probably many more people who really know a lot about this teaching, and more than I do, of course. For you, this is a mere reminder, a series of brushstrokes that will form a painting that you've seen before. And she said that there will also be someone who cried themselves to sleep last night. And if so, this is most definitely for you too. That's because this is a really good day. This is a great day. Whether it's rainy or sunny or whether packs of Harley motorcycles go racing by all through this whole talk, or maybe just people on bicycles gliding by, it's a good day to talk about spiritual things. And I'm going to talk a little bit about a spiritual journey that I've made over the last 3 months or so. I won't be throwing forward any earth-shattering ideas, but these were strong ones to me. I'll be talking about one aspect of science of mind that I feel the most strongly about, the one that has reached me the most deeply, and that is we choose our views. We choose our news. We absolutely choose what we view and what news we view. Another aspect to me that has been a question throughout my life is, this is a weird one, is life easy or is life difficult? And I keep coming back and forth between the two. For example, I used to work with developmentally disabled adults, and for this one particular one named Gina, who I'm going to talk about, if you were in a hurry to get somewhere and you had to do something to help her or whatever, you're going to be late. And I was in a real hurry to get somewhere, and my job was to get her into a van and drive her home so I could go do whatever the thing was. So it went kind of like this. It was, she's in her wheelchair, banging herself, and I know she had this little button that she would press during the day, and it'd go, boom, that was easy, boom, that was easy, and that's what I would hear from her a lot. Anyway, that was in her backpack, and the second I tried to pick her up to get her into the van, she just stiffened up like a board, bam. So I had to kind of like, well, I'll get her back in her wheelchair. Picked her up again, stiffened up like a board again, and this time she got me by the hair all through her fingers. It was just like this. And I used to train on what to do when people grab your hair, and I totally broke that rule. I forgot all about it. I grabbed her hand and started pulling it outward. I was going, damn it, Gina, let go of her hair. What you're supposed to do, and just in case you're curious, grab their hand and push it into your head. But I'm going, boom. Grabbing her, she falls to the ground. I pick her up again. And after all this, I finally get her into the van. She lands on her backpack, and I hear this, that was easy. It was not easy. Wait a minute. it was a big moment for me because I went, that was easy. It was a lot easier than a lot of things people have done. I got her into the van. There was some pain, but I changed a lot of views about things. I would start saying, hey, this is going to be easy. And it worked. Life is easy. I'm going to make this left turn. It'll be easy. And I'll go, that was easy. Had my own button, which was me. So anyway, then I read a book by M. Scott Peck called The Road Less Traveled. And the first line is life is difficult. And accepting this simple truth is a struggle for almost all. Life's difficulties come in many forms, but the need for kindness towards self and other in response is always helpful. So life can be difficult, life can be easy, because it depends on how we view our lives. We choose our news. I'm going to be talking a bit about politics today, but in no way am I going to express a belief one side or the other, liberal or conservative. If by any way you think that you've figured out which side I'm on, I didn't do it right. I'm not going to say liberal or conservative, but I'm just going to talk about the effect of politics. Times have always been crazy. I hear a lot these days, and it's actually pretty true. These days are crazy. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Politically, it seems more crazy than normal at first. Trump versus liberals, liberals versus Trump. A few months ago, this was my life, and I needed to change it. So I'd get up in the morning. Hey, it's Facebook. Facebook's at the door. Facebook's going, Trump is the man. No, Trump is terrible. Trump is the man, terrible. You're stupid for thinking the way you... No, wait, I'm going to convince you. You're stupid for the way that you think. This is Facebook again. Man, everyone else is stupid who doesn't think like I do. It's CNN over here. Trump, conspiracies, horrific things being done, and ugly photos of Trump speaking. Very important. Fox, that's a hard board, man. That's better. Fox here, liberals doing horrible things. Liberals going to take all of our money. Facebook again, Trump is the devil. Biden is a Marxist. Fox again, look what Sean Hannity has to say. Trump is terrible. Trump. Biden, COVID, Trump, Biden. Everyone is stupid. Trump. I had to take a look at my life. It was getting pretty hectic. It was staying pretty hectic. I was seriously getting into real trouble because I was doing too much stuff. All this political stuff was bubbling underneath. I was doing too much stuff, and I think a lot of you can probably relate to this. I was working 40 hours a week. Yeah, I was working 40 hours a week. I'm the head of a large Special Olympics organization. That took about 10 to 20 hours a week. I was in 2 bands. We're practicing, we're playing. It was a lot going on. I didn't spend enough time with Sandi, and then COVID happened. So that was step one. As that was happening, I realized I had to go to a therapist. It was just too much. I was trying to tell the therapist, doing too much politics. I keep reading Facebook like an addiction. I can't say no to any organization that needs help, must learn to stop. And the therapist was kind of laughing and smiling about it, and was like, what I realized was that I'm really not good about saying I'm having a hard time. I was kind of saying it lightheartedly. That's my style, because I think everyone, no matter how bad I got it, there's people that got it worse, so I keep thinking that. Anyway, the therapist did not help. COVID helped. As terrible as it is, and I'm sorry for everyone who's got troubles with it, it was the best thing in the world that could ever happen to me. So, sorry about it, but thank you, COVID, because Special Olympics stopped. I'm sorry that that's a good thing, but it was. Both bands stopped. I'm still working full time, but I would come home and Sandi and I would just sit on the couch, watch TV together. And I'd be sitting there going, I'm supposed to be going to do something, man. Nope. The next night, went home again. We were sitting on the couch watching TV together and having a very enjoyable time. It took about 2 weeks or 3 weeks of just staying home to realize I can do this. But there was more stuff to do. I was trying to change my thoughts, to change my life. It didn't work. The thoughts kept coming back. I had to have faith. unquestionable faith. I had to have it, that I could keep breaking away from these things. And the interesting thing is, when you give a talk like this, Kathy lets you know usually about a couple months in advance. And it's interesting how many things, like I knew what I wanted to talk about, this, how many things would come from places you would never expect. I wasn't reading spiritual books at the time. I was reading like John Cleese, the guy from Monty Python. I read his life story. It's called and So Anyway, because he says so anyway a bunch of times. In it, there's this gem where he goes, it took me till I was 17. He's in the British school system with the schoolmasters, the harsh discipline of the 1940s and 50s. It took me till I was 17 to realize that people who I think know what they're talking about don't know shit. And I thought, God, that's true. How old do we got to be to realize this? People in positions of power and importance and stuff, maybe they don't know what's going on. And I thought back to the first time I made this realization. I was in first grade. My teacher, Mrs. Weber, who I loved. All kids love their first grade teachers, right? Anyway, she had this board that she's able to put things on, and she had these pieces of ships, like she puts the top of the mast up on the top. She says, Christopher Columbus was sitting at the beach one day, and he looked out over the horizon of the ocean, and the top of a mast of a ship appeared, but that's all he could see. Then the mast of the ship, and then the ship itself appeared. And he realized on that day that the world is round. And he would be able to circle around the world and go find who lives on the other side of the earth. And it took me a lot of years to realize what bullshit that was. Anyway, as far as I know, he never knew the world was round. He thought he was just going straight to India. Anyway, as John Cleese would say. And there was another book I was reading called Wax Pack. In this was a big one. But it was about this guy who found this pack of baseball cards from the 1980s, like 15 cards in it of players. And he took a mission up to drive around the country and meet all these guys. Here it is, 2015, it's 20 years later. What are their lives like? That was very interesting, but the most interesting part, and the part that leaped out for me, is he's obsessive compulsive. Every time he gets in a car, he has to touch both headlights and both taillights and then wipe the steering wheel when he gets in. This is before COVID, by the way, so he has to wipe the steering wheel. He's going around picking up baseball players to take him to dinner, and he's doing the headlight thing, the taillight thing. It's getting real embarrassing. He was trying to change his thoughts to change his life, and that wasn't working, just like it wasn't working for me. And he said towards the end of the book, his big realization was he has to take it a step further. He had to change his actions to change his thoughts, to change his life. So one day, I don't know how he did it, he just got in that car. He didn't touch the headlights. And he realized that he didn't have to, as important as it was to him before, to touch those headlights. He didn't do it. And as Kathy has told us many times, sometimes you have to fake it till you make it, and that's what he did. So that was time for me to do that too. My wife Sandi had dropped out of Facebook 6 months ago or so, and she was becoming more peaceful in her life. So I dropped out of Facebook, cold turkey, just walked right out. I deleted about 200 friends. And I've only gone back, a couple times I've gone back, and I realized it was sort of like driving to a really bad section of town to be glad that you don't live there, And the last time that I went back in, I was like, just got pissed off again. The last time I went in there, good friends of mine were arguing with each other. People who I thought were really intelligent are calling each other stupid and idiots, and how could you not feel the way that I do, because they're getting different news. So, and the other person's going, no, you should be thinking like I do. And one of my friends said, instead of Kamala Harris, I'm going to call her Kami Leah Harris. And whether I'm liberal or conservative, I think that's ridiculous. It bugged me, and I was laying there in bed going, I should have said this. That's what Facebook does, right? If you're on Facebook, you see these arguments, people tell you something, you go, I should write that. 2 in the morning, laying there. I was doing it again. So that's the last time I went in. So then, next thing is the news. I was getting this news feed every day. When I pulled up my browser, it just would be there with all these news stories about how bad one of the presidential candidates is every day with these horrible pictures of this person. And I went, I got to get rid of that, man. It's, very one-sided. And I found, this was beautiful. I found this news feed that sends me emails every day with thoughtful conservative comments and thoughtful liberal comments on the news items of the day. Here's what this conservative thinks, here's what this liberal thinks. I went, oh. It's hard to say how important that was for me. I don't want one-sided stuff. I want to know what people are thinking, what thoughtful people are thinking. I would like to say that I stopped listening to friends who are going on and on about politics or COVID-19, because they do that a lot. I'm just not rude enough yet to say, look, I really don't care about your opinion. Maybe someone could tell me, here's how you can say it. You can stop. I don't really need to hear. And then I began to question all news and all information. Hey, Adam, which camera am I on? Am I on that one over there? That one there? Okay. Just between you and me, folks, I got a big spiritual jump out of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure movie. I'm telling you, spiritual stuff can come from anywhere, and if it can come from Bill and Ted, for those of you who have forgotten or have never seen it, they go back in time to collect people from history so they can pass a history exam. And they get, as they call them, Socrates, Socrates. And here's Socrates, man, he's most excellent. It'd be most heinous if you didn't cheer for him. I was reminded by Bill and Ted that Socrates' feeling was that the person who knows the least, the person who knows nothing is the most knowledgeable. Does that make sense? The person who says, I know everything, I know all this stuff about this and that, may be the least knowledgeable person. And that really struck a chord for me, like what all these experts. Like for example, it was hit me because of this, like if you went on Facebook, there'd be some video and some guy would say, this is my friend who's a doctor, he knows all about COVID, and here you should listen to what this doctor says. It'll be some guy. How does this person know that? How do I know that this person knows? All this kind of stuff. Socrates begins all wisdom with wondering, and as he would teach his students, he would say, I don't know, but let's talk about it. I thought that was beautiful. And then I noticed that, kind of fortunately, no one ever asked my opinion on news events. And if they did, if someone said, what do you think about the presidential race right now? I would say, I'm not going to tell you, but I would ask you these questions. Do you know already who you're going to vote for? If you do you need a daily reminder of how horrible that other guy is? Do you need a daily shock to the system? Do you need to talk to your friends about how horrible, pick your candidate, is every day? If so, I totally respect it. If that's something that really fires up your life, I totally respect it. I have no question about it. It's completely cool, and I don't have to understand why. But if you're like me, and if you think that enough has become enough, then have faith. There is an alternative world to the events of the day. Not long ago, I was thinking, things are just worse than ever. This world is horrible. And there are a lot of really terrible things going on, Alicia, as you pointed out, so rightfully. But I gave a talk here once, not long ago, about times in the past. The Crusades, the plagues that ravaged Europe and, killed half the people in Europe. Invasions, refugees moving for their lives. The entire 1800s, politically, the entire 1800s in America, slavery, where half of America thought it was okay to own a slave. And then they even went to war about it. We're not only believing it, but we're going to fight you about it. We're going to kill you about it. The entire 1800s, not so good. The World Wars and 1968. For those of you who are around, you'll remember 1968 with all the Vietnam War riots that made this Portland one look kind of tame, Riots, the death of Martin Luther King. Just, bam, taken. Robert Kennedy announced his death, and he was gone a month later. I'm not saying the times aren't difficult now for a lot of people, but this is my wide-range view politically, what's going on. I honestly see, I'm reading this to make sure I get it right, as a real problem that a lot more people than ever think anyone who doesn't think like they do is stupid. That's kind of a convoluted sentence. A lot of more people now are thinking that other people are stupid because they have a different point of view. They get different news. They choose different news. I went back to Facebook. It had been my birthday, so I thought, well, maybe a lot of people wrote. I never even got to comments about my birthday because the first thing I saw was a discussion. One was saying, "You're one-sided. You should think like me." Come on now, everyone knows your way is wrong. Holy cow, I thought. Why do I come here? It's like being in a car wreck. It stays with me, my friends arguing like kids. Not that I don't act like a kid, but still. Each person refusing to say, maybe there's something to what you're saying. I had strong views. But is it possible that those others choose different news? Is it possible that you choose news whose views refuse to lose and accuse others' views as news to lose? Is that possible? Is it possible that others choose different news? Is it possible that you choose news whose views refuse to lose and accuse others whose views as news to lose? It's possible. I had strong views, but I never shared them because no one asked. Thanks to Socrates, I now have more of a strong sense that I, at least, really don't know. I don't know what's going on in Washington, D.C. Who really does? I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't know why it's wrong to look at a subject from different angles. But I do know that when you stop watching harsh news, you still get news. You still know what's going on in the world. Somehow it comes to you. People will tell you things that are going on. So I want to say this, COVID-19, thank you. Facebook, goodbye. One-sided news, see ya. It hasn't even been fun, so I'm glad for you to go. Friends who argue like jerks, I'm going to keep you around anyway, sorry. Thoughtful views of the news, hello. There is a world that has thoughtful news of the views. Friends who I can have comfortable discussions and arguments with, why, yes sirree, Bob. I always wanted to say that. Maybe the most difficult of all, faith that I really don't know, that these things that I held so tight and strongly in my heart and soul, that this is how it really is. Maybe I don't know what it's like to be a black person. I have no clue. In this world, in America of today, I have no clue. But your life matters. I don't know what it's like to be someone that's living in California or Oregon with potential fires coming down your house. I don't know what it's like. But maybe the most difficult thing of all, I don't know, I have faith that I don't really know, and it's been feeling pretty good. It's coming through. It's all coming through. Now, going back to easy versus difficult, that was probably 15 years ago. I was trying to put Gina in that van. Would I be able to do it today with all my advanced knowledge? Probably not. Probably not. Let's not go that far. In closing, one thing I do know, and I have total faith in, this is a good day. This is a really good day. I love the people in this church, in this Center for Spiritual Living. I really do. I came in this morning, and there's everyone like Susan and Kathy, everyone's lay, and everyone is helping. When we come in, we have to go through these procedures. Every one of you started coming in. And I'm going, I really like this place. And I would like to close with one last comment. I don't know if the camera would ever pick it up, but when I used to sit here and watch people talk, I would be looking at these stained glass windows. You know, how there's different patterns, and some colors stick out more than others. But it took about a year, and I was looking at this red dot that's right over there. And I had never noticed that it looks like it sticks out about 3 feet from the back of the wall. It was an aha moment that somehow struck me in a way that I can't even explain, but I love it. Love you all. This is a good day. And if you'll join me, and so it is.
This is a good day, and you helped to make it so, Dennis. Thank you. You really gave me a lot to think about. I appreciate it. I appreciate your message. And now it's time to take our collection, virtually or in person. And I want to thank you, as always, for your generous support of the center, especially during this time. It's been so helpful and so appreciated to be able to take care of business and keep us open, keep us up and running. And to be able to buy thermometers and masks and disinfectant and all the things that we need to keep us going. So we appreciate it, and I will remind you that there are donate links to PayPal on our webpage. There is one on the YouTube channel that you're watching, and our website is hawaiicsl.org, and we love to receive checks in the mail. And for those of you who are here, we have 2 donation baskets, one on the check-in table and one on the back kitchen counter. And again, thank you so much. If you will, please join me in our prosperity affirmation. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is. Dennis. Okay, thank you. We are blessing our collection right now, knowing it's coming in strong, and that we take care of everything we need to take care of on time and in full, and so it is. All right, so let's welcome back our wonderful musician, Alicia Merlady Bonnet.
Thank you. I'd like to take a moment to just thank the people behind the scenes here that you don't know that are getting this out to you. And that is Adam in the back there, Joe and Mark and I didn't hear you because of the mask. It's Susie. Well, there goes my mask. And Susie. And I just wanted first to take a moment to just send a heart blessing to them for offering their time and effort to keep this on the air for all of us. And if any of you are liking any of this music that I do, you can find me on Amazon, on Spotify, on CD Baby as Alicia Bonnet or Alicia Merlady Bonnet. I have different things on different parts. And this last, I'd like to take Dennis's, the speakers don't have to wear them. Okay, whatever. Anyway, this last is a Buddhist prayer, and I'd like for us to take that choice, to take all these things that are happening, which we're foretold that we were going to be in these transition times. We are in them. And it's up to us, the light workers, to keep sending the light out, to keep sending our, I'm getting, whoa, confirmation on that, to keep sending out the light and to keep our spirits strong. And what I did this week is when I was watching all of this and feeling really down, I went to the ocean. I went to the mother. and asked her to please take all of this from me and fill me with love and light that I could keep sending it out and keep it strong and going forth. So this last chant that I would like to share with you is a Buddhist prayer. I'm sure a lot of you know it, and I'll sing it for you twice so you can hear it and just feel it in your body and send it out through your heart to the world. And then there's this part where I'll be saying the words and you can sing it with me, and we'll hum it together too. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be free from strife. May all beings return to love. Peace be with you forevermore. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be free from strife. May all beings return to love. Peace be with you forevermore. Hum with me. May all beings be well and happy. Be well and happy. You can sing with me if you like. May all beings be free from strife. Be free from strife. May all beings return to love. Return to love. Peace be with you. Peace be with you forevermore. Forevermore. We're going to do it one last time. You can sing or hum or just let it go out through your hearts. And at the end of this, since this is a really deep thing, instead of clapping, just take your hands and offer appreciation through your hearts, through your fingers. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be free from strife. May all beings return to love. Peace be with you forevermore. Peace be with you forevermore.
Thank you so much, Alicia. So beautiful. Okay, we have 3 standing in the lights today, and I want to remind those of you at home, if you want us to stand in the light for anybody, just email me or Bonnie, and we will include it in next week's Sunday service. But of course, I want to stand in the light for our dear friend Sandi, knowing that she's grieving the loss of her beloved cat. I'm just knowing that she receives comfort from knowing what a beautiful life she provided to that animal and every other animal that's lucky and blessed enough to be with her. And I'm standing in the light for our friend Ronnie Harris, who's in the hospital. Thank goodness he's been moved out of intensive care. He's in Hilo Medical Center, and there's not yet a diagnosis, but we just need to know that he is well cared for and that he returns home soon feeling stronger and better than ever. And standing in the light for Christy Suarez, who took a fall last week, and she's okay, nothing broken, but she's really sore. So let's just know that her bruises heal up perfectly and that she's flexible and walking well and feeling wonderful. And lastly, for our friend Joan Derbyshire, knowing that her perfect healing is unfolding and that she is regaining her strength and her energy every day. So let's know that together, and so it is. All right, good. So before I do our meditation, our closing prayer treatment, I should say, I want to remind you that if you want, those of you at home would like to visit with others, you can go on to Zoom on the link in the bulletin. And after the prayer, we will be having our closing circle via video. And again, if you're going to sing along, sing very quietly through your masks. Do not project. Okay. So let's know together that we are always with God, that we are always in God, and that God is always in us. So this week I encourage everybody to ask the question when there is a dilemma coming up or something that threatens you or makes you feel scared or makes you feel worried, to ask the question, what would love do? And let's just keep love at the forefront of our actions, our thoughts, and our deeds, because that is the most powerful thing we can all do right now. So I'm knowing this is happening. I'm knowing each of us is navigating with love, is driven by love, is speaking words of love, is hearing words of love, and taking actions that reflect our love for Mother Nature, our love for our planet, our love for each other, and our love for God. So I just release this to individualize perfectly for and as each one here and each one watching from home, knowing it's already done. It's already so. Spirit acts instantly upon my word. So I know this is true. I let it be so. And gratefully we say together, and so it is. Everyone except Dennis. All right. So join us on Zoom if you would like to. Have a beautiful, healing week and spread your love. See you next week. Aloha.
Hi folks, Adam here. I hope you can join us right now over in a nice Zoom meeting so we can see each other face to face and come up with the closest thing we can to coffee and fellowship after church. So if you're watching on your computer and you're watching in full screen, you might have to hit the escape key so it comes back to a view kind of like this. And then if you move down here, you'll see the description of the video. You might have to click on the show more, and there's the link for the Zoom. So now all you have to do is click on that link, and it will take you to the next page, and hopefully you've already got the Zoom app installed. If you've never used Zoom before, it'll offer you the choice to download and run Zoom. Otherwise, you can just get to open up your Zoom app, and you click on that window, and now there it goes, and it's opening up, inviting you to join with your computer audio. Yes, that's what you want to do, and voila, you'll be in the room. If you're watching on your mobile phone, it's similar. You might have to scroll down from the YouTube video or click a drop-down menu so that you can see again the description of the YouTube video, and in that description you'll see the Zoom link, and click on it, and there you go. You're all invited to the Zoom meeting, and very quickly you will see all your friends. Thanks.